Hi, my name is Brendan de Cruz, and this is my juicy mixtape.
So we'll get right into it. Firstly, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Very excited to chat with you. And thanks for making a super cool mixtape. We had a great time listening to it.
That's good.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but the first band you sang in was with your brother when you were 17?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, right.
So how did that initial experience of being in a creative space with your sibling lend itself to your growth as an artist?
Honestly, when we first started, he had started the band with his friends, and they had one gig which kind of tanked, and they then kind of reformed, and then at that point I had maybe just randomly started singing at home once, and maybe from that he picked it up, and he was just like, hey, why don't you join the band. I did for a session. The drummer liked what he heard, so he was like, I guess everybody kind of just went along with it.
Yeah.
But at that point we weren't really writing songs, we were just excited to be in a band.
Yeah.
We were excited to learn our instruments and do covers and stuff. We weren't really exposed to writing our own stuff. And only maybe after about close to a year did one of them, our bassist Shukri, he wrote songs. So he was like, hey, why don't we just throw this in? So that's when we maybe attempted writing.
So you were doing covers before that?
It was just covers.
And then you started throwing in your own original.
And then this guy said, hey, come, let's do this. And then we did that one song. I think it was called February. It was a very nice song. Like, I was surprised that he had written it. And at that point I was very new to writing your own music.
Yeah.
So after that we tried, as a band, we tried to write a song.
Yeah.
But by the time that came anywhere close to anything, the band had disbanded, and they went to further their studies and work and the usual
How
thing.
it goes. What was the name of the band?
I think you know it already.
No, I don't think I do, no.
It was called Shoelace Untied.
Oh, that's cute.
They had named it before I joined the band, and I had asked them about it, and they said they were just in the studio trying to figure out a name, and somebody's shoelace was
Just happened to be untied?
Yeah, very uncreative in a way.
But how was it like being in a band with your brother?
It was good. We weren't really the closest growing up, but I don't know, I didn't really think much of it. Like, we spent a lot of time together at home.
Yeah.
But to be with his friends and in a space where, your parents aren't there, and you're kind of friends and you are having fun.
Yeah.
It's nice. It was very, there were times when you just feel kind of like a rock star. Even though it's just at a charity ball or a prom night, and, it's just it was new to me because I was getting behind the mic for, the first few times of my life. So it was always like, it would start off nerve-wracking, but then eventually it kind of grows on you because, people are watching, they are partying.
And you kind of feed off the energy.
Yeah, then it just turns out to be a fun thing that you kind of, to some way, get addicted to.
And I guess also, like, when you're young and you're doing it for fun and for just passion, like it has a different vibe than when you're doing it as a career.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say it has changed now. I still feel the same when I have a show. I still get nervous, I still get really excited, I still have great times on stage. The only difference now is adulthood and bills. And, and capitalism. Oh my God.
Capitalism.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Capitalism. Did you coin that?
I should.
You should.
I really should.
That's a good one. I'm going to start using it.
Go for it.
Oh, nice.
So I read that one of your early starts was in Merdekaria.
Yeah.
And so how do you feel like grassroots venues like that played a role in, your introduction into music, maybe on a more serious level?
So prior to Merdekaria, because after the band had disbanded and I didn't play the guitar then, so I kind of picked it up along the way.
Casually, just picked up an
I mean, it
instrument.
took time. It really took time, a lot of pain. It was frustrating at times, yes, but just like anything, you practice and then you
put in the 1,000 hours.
Yeah, eventually you get better at something. But what happened was, because I was learning the guitar, I thought, hey, I've learned all these chords and whatnot, I could just maybe try and write a song. So this was, I don't know, must have been 5-7 years before Merde Karya.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So what happened was, there used to be this, I don't know if it's still around, there was this website called Reverb Nation, which is kind of like a SoundCloud, like a cross between MySpace and SoundCloud, sort of. So I would just record songs off my dad's laptop with the laptop mic and just write some songs and I'd upload them. So at that point only my best friend, he was the only one who was listening to everything.
That's like me and the show. Only my best friend and first was the only person watching.
Sometimes that's all you need.
That's what you just need, those good core supporters.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, it was biased because he was my best friend. He is my best friend, but he did enjoy, and I would catch him every so often that I visited. He would be humming a song, and I'd just be like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. I didn't really think much of it. So I had these songs, but my late dad was a musician by night, but an editor by day.
Wow, super creative.
Yeah, but even he didn't really push me towards writing my own songs. He pushed me towards being a performing musician. He was encouraging of that. So one day I just decided at a regular venue I was playing at, I just decided, hey, you know what, I'm just going to throw in one of my songs. Response was alright, but not good enough that, hey, people go out to a venue, they kind of want to, if they're listening to live music, they kind of want to hear songs that they know.
Yeah.
So you're not really encouraged towards your own stuff. So when I walked into Merde Karya, I went there to play covers because I was just doing my thing.
Yeah.
And the owner came up to me and said, hey, do you have any of your own stuff? I said, yeah. And he said, the next time you're here, play one of your own songs. So I did the next time. I still did just one of mine and a cover, and he was like, after that he came up to me and said, hey, that was good, write more and come back. I was like, yeah, sure. So I just kept writing more, and at Merde Karya I was exposed to a lot of artists who were already just out and about, doing their thing, recording their albums. And these are artists who are not tied to labels or
independent.
Yeah, they're just doing it by themselves, and I wasn't exposed to that, to the independent arts and how you could just do it by yourself. Yeah, it would take investment and time and effort, networking.
A lot of just betting on yourself.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Scary, but what is it? High risk, high reward.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, I've now come to a point where I try not to think of the money aspect of it at all, because a lot has happened from when I started. Anyway, back to your Merde Karya question. Because I was exposed to that scene, that encouraged me to maybe just open the window towards, hey, maybe I could. And there was another artist, his name is Hamir Zawawi. And
Zawawi, what a great last name.
Yeah, their families, they're all they're pretty big in the music scene. So Hamir released his solo EP album thing, I would say maybe a year before mine. And it was because I heard that album that I was thinking, because it was just him and his guitar, and I was just thinking, wow, like what a great album. And if he can do it, that album really just pushed me towards, hey, just go and
Just do it.
Just go and do it. Yeah. So
that's amazing. It's also nice to hear that, like, how important spaces like Merdekaria are, because they, you know, even though they didn't mind you playing covers, they encouraged you to play your own music.
No, now I get it a bit more, because maybe there are a couple of people in the audience at different venues who like, hey, I know who you are, I've heard your music.
I'm sure it's more than a couple.
It's just about a couple. And then they'll come up to me, and here and there I would get actually a request of one of my songs, which is weird, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you know, you're used to getting Hotel California and whatever, right? And then so it's nice when you just see, hey, and you're just like, oh, there are people listening, you know, to something you just wrote. So, but yeah, there are little to no venues that where people come up to you and say, we don't want to hear covers. We want to
hear your art.
Yeah, and that has changed my perception of music, especially here. Like, yes, covers are great, but there are also great artists here who write like really great music that many don't see or hear of, because
because we're just used to kind of, you know, if we're listening to a Malaysian artist, it's like we're listening to a Malaysian artist. You know, it's got that like label.
Yeah. Like just a segue. I had a show in Bangkok in 2019, I think. A friend of mine was running this little, like a showcase thing at a bar, whatever, and he had 4 other different artists from different countries, from the States, New Zealand, one from Thailand itself, and Australia probably, and then me. So it was just the 5 of us, and it was just at a venue, say, like just a bar, right? There must have been, I want to say about 60 odd people just around. But when the show was about to start, everybody got up and came to the stage. Like, no matter where they were seated, they all got up, stood up, came to the stage, not knowing who is playing, whether they've heard them before. And it was a purely original music kind of night. So you don't get that here. Even at a venue that advocates original music. You don't get that attention, you don't get that respect of sorts, you know. And it was such a culture shock thing to me, because, man, whoa, what? There's appreciation for just art. It's not even anything. You could have just been doing covers the whole night, but they wouldn't have known. But they got up to, hey, you know, there are people on stage, they're about to perform for you, so give your attention, you know.
That's amazing. Nice. That must have been incredible.
So it goes to show where we are here, even at festivals, you know. It's a certain percentage only that right up there in front of the stage, or even if you're far behind, you're standing up and you're giving your full attention. You know, the culture is very different here.
Interesting. So in the pursuit of artistry and writing music, how much of your own vulnerabilities and experiences do you put into your music? Is there a line?
No.
There's no line?
The only line is I try not to...
Not name names lah.
I don't name names. Sometimes I do with certain people. I try not to... When I'm writing, I try not to be too... what's the word? Descriptive. I try to be very blanket about translating my experience. So it's always very, what's the word? I'm not going to say you did this to me, but I would express it in such a way like something happened and this is how I felt. So I kind of keep it.
It's more internal.
I try to write it in a more general sense, because I want people to relate. I want you to be able to listen to the song and go, hey, this happened to me.
Yeah, I get this feeling.
But you have no idea what happened to me, you know?
Yeah.
You just maybe have a general idea. It could be anything. And this didn't start off intentional. It was just something that happened. And one day at Merdekaria, I was doing one of my songs, and right after, somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, this song, I just went through something with my partner and we were fighting, and this song just reminded me to work it out." I was like, "Oh, damn. Wow." That's the first time that I received such feedback from somebody about something I wrote, and it changed your emotion, it changed your mental process, and I was like, that's one of the first few moments of me realizing the power of music and art.
It does truly impact people.
Yeah, especially when you yourself have put a lot of heart in it. It's very apparent, I feel, when somebody's heart and soul is in the work that they put out.
So in your creative process, how much does it serve as a way for you to better understand yourself and how you're feeling?
I haven't really looked at it that way. I spend a lot of time looking inside.
Inwards.
Yeah. There's a lot of noise in my head. To me, if you don't have a lot of noise in your head, something might be wrong. You gotta have some noise in your head. Writing is more, the music is very much therapeutic for me. It serves as a release sometimes, not all the time, because sometimes it can be frustrating to write because you can't word how you exactly feel all the time. And by the time you rewrite things, you don't want to lose its meaning, you don't want to go far off just for the sake of finishing a line or finishing a song. Has it made me look? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cause for introspect because if I'm writing, say, about a certain experience, I'm then now focusing a lot of my time in that experience. I'm analyzing it. So at that same time, my thought process is going, where did I go wrong? Did I do something right? Did I say something right? How do I better myself in the future? How do I handle myself better with other people and our relationships? And then these things create feelings, which then create words, which then go on paper.
Create that.
And then, so to me it's, you're right. It does make me to some way better myself.
I guess just understand what you were feeling a little bit more.
Yeah, and you discover new feelings while you're writing. And to me, it's a good song. I don't know how to express this, but I've had a couple of moments, not a lot, where you just get this guttural move when you're writing. You're just like, oh man, that's good.
Yeah.
That it moves you so much when you're writing, and the minute that happens, I know, all right, I think I got something here.
Doing something right. Yeah.
I try to replicate that, but when you try to replicate, it doesn't really work. So you just gotta take it as it goes, and then,
Damn.
Good questions, man.
Thank you.
Just getting emotional right here, right now.
So there's a dreamy element to the music that you make, at least from when I was listening to it. But is there a state of mind you want to put your listeners in when they listen to a Brendan the Cruz song?
This didn't start off the way I imagined it to when I was writing music. I didn't know the impact of my music until I got feedback from people. And I then stuck to a certain sound. I used to be very, if you listen to the first record, there are a couple of songs which are very whispery, very chill, I'm not really belting or whatever. And that used to be a sound that seemed to be more pleasant on the ears to more people. But that wasn't a sound that carried on to my later stuff. I was highly influenced by Damien Rice, and in 2017 or 16, I managed to catch him live in Singapore. And he was just playing in this theatre, and it was just him and his guitar, and I just remember thinking, this is what I want the music to be. This guy is just writing the most moving songs, just him and his guitar, you know, and he's just filled out this huge auditorium. And I just remember sitting there going, oh man, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And since then, my writing has sort of been very much influenced by his style. And my goal with the music is to, I tell people at a crowd, especially when they're coming for a showcase of mine and it's just a solo thing, it's just me, I tell them my goal is to make you cry. Yeah, I feel like we don't cry enough. We are too distracted with life and bills, and we always cry maybe by ourselves, you know, or if you're really lucky with your friend, and if you're even luckier with your family, you know. So I encourage people to, at my shows, to listen, to
listen.
just let out. You know, I'm sure you haven't cried in a while in an audience. Even you guys, like, I'm going to say y'all haven't cried in a while. Maybe I'm going to say you didn't cry in the last 2 weeks. You know, but crying is very therapeutic, I found.
I think so, cathartic.
Yeah, it's very, I think it's needed sometimes. Just as you laugh and you get angry and everything else, we do all these things so easily, but we don't cry as easily. So
sometimes when you cry and you let it out, then you can just move on.
Yeah, and it's easier, you know.
Sometimes
if you require moving on. You know, but so I wouldn't say it's my goal with music, but I have decided that I want the music to really move you. I don't. My music is not. I don't write my music to make you dance. No, I write my music to make you face your emotions and embrace your emotions and express them.
Wow, that's amazing. So when I listened to your mixtape, it kind of started out a little bit more upbeat and then it transitioned to more gently, to a slower, more emotional vibe. So what was the thought process behind that?
I just went, it was like a time travel thing, and I just went from songs that just had great, oops.
It's okay.
Let me silence that. Songs that they just moved me for some reason. It was always an impactful moment or a time, and every song I gave you has a memory attached to it that's stuck with me. And it has, these moments have, I don't know, I feel like they have brought me here today. And because of these moments that I've had with these songs, my passion for music grew, and my love for lyrics and its meaning and how it helped me through whatever I was going through at that point, or you know, it was a release for me. So that was the process with.
Can you give us a story behind one of the songs?
I can give you all if you want. Which song?
I'm gonna go off the top of my head. There was Amsterdam by Coldplay.
Oh, okay. So this was Coldplay's second album, which was A Rush of Blood to the Head, and we couldn't afford original CDs, so pasang lang. 10 ringgit. But my brother.
Even 10 ringgit is expensive.
Oh yeah. But my brother had a Discman from don't know where we got it. We never bought these things. It was always
They
a rich friend who
disappeared,
passed it over, lent it, and then, hey, rich friend forgot about it because he's got new toys. And
Let's not remind him.
yeah, let's not remind him, let's just hold on to it. So I would have this, I used to walk to school, and the journey would be 20-25 minutes or so, and I'd just have this song on repeat. This man in my school pocket, just like bulging. And be walking, I'm just singing on the streets lah. This is the only time
I can literally picture it.
Yeah, it's the only time I could properly belt because I was too shy to do it at home. I was too shy to do it around people. So if you're doing it along a busy road, provided it's moving.
As long as you keep moving as well.
No, but even in the jam, if you're walking, just wow, you'll hear Brendan singing, So I just used to have this song on repeat, and it starts off the song starts off very piano-driven, and voice and lyrics are great, and then the end of it is just like the whole band comes in. You're like, oh man, the emotion. You're like, I want to just fucking get out. My God, my emotions. I was just so in love with the progression and the dynamics of it. At that point, of course, I wasn't thinking progression. I wasn't thinking dynamics. I was just thinking, wow, they've made me feel like this. And what a great feeling. So I would just revisit that feeling because, whoa. So I'd just be walking to school, listening to Amsterdam, and then any other song. I guess that would have been to me, it was the most resonating song in that album, I would think. There were great songs in that album, but this one was like the emotion and all was just very well balanced.
That sounds, I can have this image, and it's very like a small little boy with his little headphones, just belting away.
I did this for a very long time because at that point I wasn't performing. I didn't even know how much I would enjoy singing. I was just very connected with music.
Just a kid.
I would have been, I don't know, 15, I would think, when that album came out, or something like that. But yeah, I just remember revisiting that song a lot. Yeah, and that's one.
That's a nice story.
Yeah. There are a lot of nice stories actually to each.
You want to give us another one?
You gotta pick
Let me see.
Let's see.
Oh, the first one, the Elvis. It's
Elvis. That was Trouble.
Is it Trouble?
Yeah, it's Trouble and Guitar Man.
Yep.
It's
live from the '68.
Yeah. So for I think it was my 5th or 6th birthday, my dad had gifted me a VHS, a tape of the '68 comeback concert of Elvis, and I don't know, I think I just watched it and just fell in love with Elvis. I don't know what it was. It was the music, it was the vibe.
That was his impact, right? People always were like, we don't know what it is, but
just there's so much going on and so little at the same time. But his voice, people say he didn't write his own songs or whatever, but it was what it was, and the impact was, worldwide.
Undeniable.
Yeah, and for some reason I fell in love with Elvis for a very long time, and my dad kept gifting me Elvis memorabilia until he passed.
Oh wow! So your whole life?
Yeah, every year it was. But if I happened to get good results, there'd be a Elvis 3-disc thing. As I have an Elvis encyclopedia. I have.
He pushed the Elvis agenda, lah.
Yeah, it was just before I knew it. It came to a point. I even took part in a Elvis impersonator thing.
What?
And my dad wanted to dress me up and get the suit, and I was like, no. So all I did, this was in a bar in PJ, which is not around anymore, and we got into a little tiff really because he wanted to dress me up and I didn't want to because I was thinking, what? I've been to these things. I've watched
the all white
jumpsuit. The sequins, and the mutton chops and the aviators, and I'm this scrawny little Indian boy. It's not gonna look good, you know. So I decided to just wear slacks, a really baggy shirt, gelled my hair back, and popped my collar.
Okay,
that's all I did.
Not bad,
but I was in all black, which I guess it was all right. So I went for this thing, and everybody is like in their 50s or 60s, you know. I'm the only 20 old. Yeah, I would have been 21 or so, 21. And there's a backing band. It's very uncle-esque, whatever's going on here. You know, it's not like some worldwide, not like some national competition or what. It's just like a neighborhood thing. But all these other Elvises are like full swing. Suits.
Oh, so they were dressed up.
Dancing, Elvis moves. I was like, there's no way I'm going to walk away a winner here. I was like, everybody's got it all down. But I won the thing lah.
You won it? What?
So it wasn't really a looks thing. I think it turned out to be a.
What song did you sing?
I had to do 3, I think. So, and The Wonder of You. Yeah, I think it was just those 2. I can't remember if there was a third or I had to sing the second song the second time. Yeah, but yeah.
But you won?
But I won, yeah. Then there was a little write-up in the Straits Times because my dad was there then, so he just got one of his younger
That's so exciting, isn't it?
To just come and interview me. And the headline was, I'll send it to you. The headline was "Cruising Like the King." That's a nice one. So that was my first like proper.
The newspapers and their puns, honestly.
Yeah, and their puns. Yeah, but yeah, that was my Elvis thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah, it's a nice story.
So you have an EP called "I'm Not Billie Eilish," and when you walked in for a second, I thought you were Billie Eilish. You know.
Oh no, you didn't. It's like.
So what's the story behind the title?
That was something that happened. That was actually my brother's suggestion. It was an EP I did during the lockdown. Maybe it was March. It was in July. So.
Of 2020?
2020. So it would have.
We were in it.
We were in it. You
Yeah.
know, we were like 3 months in, and I had just, for the first time, invested in basic recording equipment for home. Because prior to this, I'd have to go to somebody else's studio. And, it's a lot of money and whatever. But yeah, so I just invested in very basic stuff, and I had written 1 song. Then I wrote 2, and then I thought, hey, you know what? I'll make it 3, and call it an EP. The name came because, as a lot of people know, Billie Eilish recorded a lot of the stuff in her room with her brother. Like here, her, there, her brother. And then, you know, you go on to win Grammys from that. So my thing with I'm Not Billie Eilish was that I didn't have that production level. I didn't have a producer brother with me, and it was just that I did it in my bedroom. Yeah. So I'm saying I'm not. Yeah, people take it as like a swipe at her.
Like a diss.
Yeah, but it's not. It's more of a I couldn't or have not produced.
have not
produced that level. Yeah, so that's why it was called. Then my brother
it's
said
an eye-catching name.
Yeah, so he was like, you should just call it I Am Not Billie Eilish. And that was like prime Billie Eilish fame. Like properly like near the full peak of who she is now. So
yeah, that first album of hers, and I think it was huge.
Yeah, and not too long after that, or in the same month or 2 months later, she released something which coincidentally seemed like it was a response to the album. What was it? Mine was I'm Not Billie Eilish, and she had released a song called Therefore I Am.
Yes.
So that was kind of funny. And I did a little meme for it, and yeah, that's why it was called that.
I mean, that kind of worked out, right?
It kind of worked out, you know. But yeah, I even went to the point of just randomly, like, I did a whole little thing and I sent it to them. I sent it to their team. Of course, I wasn't going to get a response. But
you never know.
Never know, right?
You never know.
One day, probably opening, go, hey. Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So my last question to you now is, on your personal playlist right now, what's your number one song on repeat?
Oh. On repeat.
Or at least, like, you know, when you get in your car, whatever, the first one you click.
I go to my liked songs and then I just shuffle it. So, man, wow, I don't have a...
Now, number one, maybe top three?
Top three, yeah. Give me some time.
Mine is just Beyonce's Renaissance album, every single song
Is
on
that the
repeat.
new album?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a work of art.
I've not heard it yet.
I made everybody in here listen to it earlier.
Yeah. And how do they feel about it?
And they have no choice.
They have no choice.
Yeah, I'm connected to the speaker.
Oh man, I don't think I do. I visit Muse a lot. I really can't say I have a go-to song really. This is gonna take a while.
Take your time.
Let's see what's on my
See what's on your
Spotify.
Spotify.
I just put it on just now, but I was just going through some new releases from local.
I thought that was my easiest question, honestly.
No, because I just tend to. I revisit a lot of old songs that I'm familiar with. I'm just browsing and I don't see a song that I have on repeat. I listen to Labyrinth a bit. But
He's great.
yeah, but I actually don't think I have a song that's on repeat.
No song on repeat?
No.
What was the last song you listened to?
This I won't say it because it's a song of mine that just came out today.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was just checking the quality of, hey, did it come out all right? But there was also Nadir. I don't know if you've heard of Nadir. They are a local cultural rock fusion band. They're
Wow.
really good. Go and check them out.
Yeah, I will.
So the drummer and founder of that band, he's a good friend and he produced my third album.
Nice.
So they just released something today as well. So I would say that was the last song I played
listened to.
before coming here.
What was the name of the song?
Selalu.
Selalu.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a new. Yeah, a lot of people release on Friday. You know.
Yeah. Get ready for the weekend. For the traffic jam, you know, after work you got time to listen to music.
Actually, I think everybody does it for this new Music Friday thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Nobody thinks about the traffic jams. They're just like, I need to get on that playlist, you know. But yeah, I think that's why it is that way. You know, we've been conditioned also.
All right. Well, thank you so much. This was amazing. It was a
Thank
great
you.
conversation. Like incredible
Thank you.
answers.
Those are some great questions. I was like, there's a point just now. I was like getting too emotional.
That's what we want.
I was like,
We
snap back,
we gotta get there, you know?
Yeah, you gotta get there.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Like,
Thank
whoa.
you so much.
I had to swallow saliva a lot just now.
All right.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Really.
For it's unrefined.
Try not to be awkward.
Try to forget about the cameras. I know it's hard.
No, it's okay. Alright, haven't done an interview
In a while?
Yeah.